This is Twit.
Spotify actually lifted its limits on free ad-supported web listening in all countries. So it used to be that Spotify Unlimited Listening had a 6-month grace period. They want you to get used to it. But then international listeners, some of them anyway, they're in a lot of countries, dropped down to 2.5 hours a week, which is abysmal. That doesn't last very long at all. So this new direction is a good thing. It's not totally unlimited, though. The free mobile version is limited to shuffling songs, not on-demand song selection. So, for example, if you choose Nine Inch Nails, you get a collection of the group songs, but you're not picking which songs and which order those songs are in. However, it does put Spotify even more in competition, not just with other streaming music services. I happen to not be a Spotify user. I'm an Rdio user, and the models are almost identical. Rdio is just smaller, and it's based in the US, where Spotify is not. But Pandora, actually, they announced something today as well. I feel like it's sort of becoming a weird two-horse race between Pandora and Spotify, even though their core models are very different. Pandora is all based on radio, but I think that company has realized that with Spotify, a lot of us say, well, I just want to listen to like this one particular album, and I'll go ahead and pay a monthly fee. And as Spotify continues to raise money, they just raised another $250 million back in November of last year. They've got enough revenue coming in. They have 6 million paying subscribers of 26 million users, so there's still a lot of potential there. But they have enough coming in so they can say, well, let's give the free people, let's throw them a bone, and let's get them used to the streaming model. Because I, as a streaming user, I've talked about this on TNT for years, I think once you get used to it, you realize it's the way to go.
Yeah.
The artist may disagree with me, but
Right.
it's a really nice way to consume a lot of music.
Yeah, hardly anybody's making money from streaming music right now. Everybody's playing it for the future. And as you say, it's a two-horse race right now between Spotify and Pandora, but it's soon going to be a very complicated race. The next big competitor is Beats Music, which launches January 21st. And this is a music service that's put together by Jimmy Levine and Dr. Dre. And this service is really interesting. First of all, their model is interesting. They have no free streaming. They will only allow paid streaming. It's $10 a month, or for starters, for a single user. Or if you go with their partner, which is AT&T, and I think they're the only streaming music service that's partnering with AT&T. I could be wrong about that. The chat room will correct me there. But they're partnering with AT&T, and for $15 a month, they'll actually give your whole family access to streaming music, which is really cool. But the coolest thing about Beats Music is their selection criteria. They've got really sophisticated algorithms that they specifically find out when you were in high school. And so they know what songs you liked when you were in high school. And those songs are always like special to people because people really get into music in high school. They know when you got your first device. They know they take into account your gender. They take into account all these different factors. They know how loud you listen to your music, and they take the volume that you listen to music at under consideration when they choose songs for you. So in addition to really sophisticated, much more sophisticated algorithms than Pandora has, they also have human selection for songs. So there's a social aspect to it that's also very powerful. You can't really underestimate these guys. They came in, Beats came in and just took over the headphones market with some pretty expensive and not very good headphones.
I don't think I would say that they took over the market. I think a lot of people think that those headphones are overpriced and underperforming.
Because you hang around with guys like Jason and a bunch of people who were into it. If you go out and look at what people are actually buying at Best Buy, those Beats are moving off the shelf, and they're making a ton of money. They're probably and they came from essentially nowhere just a few years ago. So it's really an interesting thing. And the other thing that's going to be happening, of course, is that YouTube Music is coming, okay, and Slacker is going to hit the United States. And it's going to be a kind of crazy thing. And yet there's one more thing that's kind of a wild card. Remember the story we talked about the other day where the FCC essentially eliminated net neutrality in their case. This could be a serious problem for streaming music because they're all hanging on by a thread. There's no margins in this business. And if they start being penalized or charged money in order to do what they do, which is, streaming music requires some bandwidth. You're streaming it. So this could be a problem in the future for streaming music players. And we can see a world in which it becomes economically viable only for the Googles and only for the Apples.
Well, or a company like Beats is partnered with AT&T, and then you've got a whole new host of problems. In a way, that's one reason that I would say I wouldn't want to support a product like that.
And if the going gets tough, AT&T might even, and this is purely speculative, but they might even be incentivized to subsidize Beats to a certain extent, because once you're locked into a music service that itself is associated with a carrier, that's another reason for you to not leave the carrier and go to T-Mobile, for example. So that's kind of an interesting. It's going to be an interesting market, and it's fascinating to see how hard people are fighting over a market where nobody's making any money. So it's kind of a weird thing.